Sticky products, and this is Brianna with Sticky as well. We're going to start off today by showing you downward facing dog. So Brianna's going to start with her fingertips spread at the tip of her mat, toes are tucking under, and she's going to come into downward facing dog. She's going to inhale from upon the balls of her feet, allowing her belly to hollow, and the belly and the chest are going to come close to the quads. On her exhale, she's going to bring her heels closer to the floor as she finds length in the spine. She's going to do that one more time again. So she's going to differentiate how you want the pelvis rotated. So first she's going to inhale, come high on the balls of the feet, belly's close to the quads, sit bones are lifting up. And now she goes into full posture. She's going to drop her tailbone down and back, heels coming close to the floor, and her belly will be hollow. So now she has the energy in her feet, and she's also going to check her hands to see that there's also even amount of energy in her fingertips and in her palms. So we're just going to find an inhale as she lengthens the spine, and exhale, kneecaps lift up, and her wrist is going to come down towards her navel, and then she's going to listen to her breath for 5 breaths. So as you're in downward facing dog, you want to be sure that you're relaxing the neck and the wrist is coming down towards the navel. You push into the triad of your hand. So that's the knuckle of the thumb, the index finger, and the inside blade of the wrist. And on her next exhale, she's going to continue to drop the tailbone down, heels coming closer to her floor. Excellent. And that's downward facing dog. Hi, I'm Carol with Sticky Products, and this is Brianna, also with Sticky Products. We're here today to show you downward facing dog. And if you have conflict or constriction in the palms and in the wrist, we have the Sticky wrist savers here that we're going to show you today how to use. So Brianna's going to show you how to put them on.
Insert your hand underneath the strap, which is also adjustable, so that your palm is on her side. And you want to use both. And that's it.
Okay. So we're going to start by putting your hands at the front of the mat. You're going to tuck your toes under, come into downward facing dog. Okay, so once you get into your posture in the beginning, you want to check your breath. So you want to start to bring the consciousness into your breath. And on Brianna's inhale, she's going to lengthen through the spine, push away from the floor with her palms, and then she's going to ground her heels to the floor. On her second exhale, she's going to make sure the drizzy is coming down towards her navel, hollowing her belly, finding her bandhas. So just to show you the difference with the pelvis rotation, I'm going to have Brianna come up high on the balls of her feet. Her sit bones lift up. So you can see the pelvis rotation here. As she travels into full pose, she's going to exhale, bring her heels closer to the floor, hollowing her belly, and dropping her tailbone down and back. So she's going to have 5 breaths here, becoming more and more grounded into the pose as she finds her breath, continuing softening her neck and bring the drizzy down towards her navel. So she has an equal amount of weight on her feet and her hands, grounding into the floor. Now she's going to inhale, come forward, come down to her knees, sit back, and that's downward facing dog. Hi, I'm Carol with Sticky Products, and this is Brianna. We're here to show you today plank position. So Brianna's going to start by coming forward, palms to the front of her mat, fingertips are spread. She's going to bring her right leg back and then her left leg back and coming into plank. One of the things I like about downward facing or about plank is that you're pushing away from the floor. So the arms are strong. You're already starting to get strong just by pushing the sensation, the palms into the floor and pushing away from the floor. So now the next thing to work on is the energy moving forward and back. So as Brianna pushes back through her heels, the energy also comes forward through the crown of the head, and then she's getting into the intercostal to muscles, the muscles between the ribs, keeping the body strong. The drizzy is down at her nose or between her hands. So she's going to pause here. She's going to have 5 breaths here, feeling the energy of the pose. 3 more breaths. Again, pushing into the triad of her hand, the knuckle of the index finger, the thumb, and the inside blade of the wrist. So now Brianna's going to come to her knees, drop back, and we're going to show you what it's like using the sticky products, the wrist savers. So Brianna's going to show you how to use them.
Very easy, just slip them on in between the adjustable strap and the curved edge. And they're very soft and comfortable in your hands. And that's it.
So now she's going to come forward again. So now the palms, the wrists are protected with the sticky. So she's going to come back again into plank. Adjust her body. That's it. Again, pushing away from the floor, having a sensation of strength through the body as she lifts up. And then pushing back the heels and forward through the crown of the head. Next thing, she's going to start to connect into her intercostal muscles, the muscles between the ribs, and allow the energy to move fluidly through the body. Couple of breaths here. Good. Drizzy's down at your nose, or again, or between the hands. And that's plank. She's going to sit back down. Thanks very much. Hi, I'm Carol with Sticky, and this is Brianna also with Sticky Products. Today we're here to show you Uttanasana, forward bend. So Brianna's going to start with her feet hip width apart. So you can do this in 2 ways. You can have your feet hip width apart, or you can have your feet together the way you would go through vinyasas. But Brianna's going to start today with her feet hip width apart. She's going to bring her hands to her hips. She's going to drop her tailbone down and back, opening the heart. And then slowly exhale, moving forward, hinging from her hips, nice long spine. She's going to bring her hands to the floor. If it's available, you can have your fingertips in line with your toes, or forward like Brianna does here. She's going to inhale, lengthen, and now she's going to move her shoulders away from the ears, creating space in the neck. And on the exhale, hinging into Uttanasana. So sometimes people make a mistake of feeling like they need to bring their head into the feet, which is really unnecessary. What we want is a long spine. So that also means a long spine through the cervical spine. So the important part here is that her hips are in the plumb line. So her hips are over her ankles and her knees. As she exhales, she's bringing her belly, her chest towards the quad. This is a forward fold. So in this way, she can stretch and lengthen the whole back body. So I'm going to allow Brianna now to find her breath. She's bringing her shoulders away from her ears with her lats. And then she's going to find a place to soften into the pose. Being grounded in the heels and the balls of the feet. Good. So you can see as she goes deeper, as she lengthens the spine, keeping the hips into the plumb line. So now I'm going to have her inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring her shoulders away from her ears again using her lats. She's grounded into the floor. Bring her hands to her hips and slowly coming under. So pause just for a second, Brianna. So what I want Brianna to do to support her lumbar spine is she's going to keep her belly hollow, having her bandhas. And then she's going to drop the tailbone down and back. You can see there where she's lengthening the lumbar spine as she's coming up. And then coming in to Samastihi. So feet are going to come together, hands by her side. So now if she was going into a vinyasa, now she's in proper position, bring her feet together. She's going to inhale, sweep the arms out and up, palms touch. And now exhale, hinging from her hips, coming into Uttanasana. Excellent. You can see where the hips move forward. Then she inhales, lengthen again, brings the shoulders away from the ears, and exhale, hinging back in. That's Uttanasana. Thank you. Hi, I'm Carol with Sticky Products, and this is Brianna, also with Sticky. So we're here today to show you Padangusthasana, forward fold. So what Brianna's going to do, she's going to start off with her feet width apart, getting grounded into the floor, finding her breath first. Her hands are going to come to her hips. She's going to inhale, drop her tailbone back and down, opening the heart, and then connecting to her belly still. Exhale, hinge in, going to grab the big toes with her peace finger and thumb. Padangusthasana. Inhale, the hips are in line, the plumb line, shoulders move back away from the ears. And on her exhale, she's hinging in, allowing the belly to come close to the quads. So one common mistake that most practitioners do here is that they bring the ears into the shoulders. So they start to contract. And what we want to do is we want to create space, right? So what Brianna's going to do, she's going to inhale, lengthen again, just the head lifts up. And you can see how she uses her lats to bring her shoulders away from her ears and down the spine. Now on her next exhale, she's going to drop back in, continuing to move away the shoulders from the ears. Her neck is soft, so she's not pulling in, right? She's using her bandhas to get in deeper into the fold. So I'm going to allow Brianna here to have 5 breaths so she can continue to get deeper into the pose. She's going to feel grounded into the floor with her feet and the ball, with her heels and the balls of the feet. Holding on to the toes helps her get in a little bit tighter here. So just 2 more breaths, the sit bones lifting up, belly's closer to the quads. And 1 more, continuing, always finding and being mindful of the breath. Inhale, the head only lifts up. Again, shoulders move away from the ears. Exhale, the hands to her hips. And supporting the lumbar spine, you're going to drop the tailbone down and back, following the belly, allowing the heart to lift up. And then exhale, Samastiki. Thank you. Hi, I'm Carol with Sticky Products, and this is Brianna. This morning, we're here to show you side plank. So we're going to do 2 versions, one without the block and one with the block. So Brianna's going to start by coming forward into plank. So in plank, what Brianna's going to start with is pushing away from the floor. So the fingertips are spread nice and wide. She has a sensation of pushing away from the floor, making the body nice and strong. And then she's going to come into side plank. So she's going to move to the outside of her right foot, lining it up. So let's line up the hand to the foot. So that's the great thing about the mat here, is that there is a line going straight to the center, so it allows you to check yourself. Make sure you are aligned. And on the inhale, Brianna's going to lift that left hand all the way up to the ceiling. Finding her breath, the drishti moves up to the left fingertips. She's going to continue to hollow the belly. And as she lifts the left hip up, she's going to bring the left tricep to the ear. Finding her breath, continuing to keep the focus, the drishti, on the left fingertips. Oftentimes you're in plank and you feel like you push away from the floor, but then you come to side plank and there's more energy lifting up even here. So she's going to have 1 more breath here, listening to her breath, allowing the hip to stay open. And then she's going to inhale, left arm comes back up. Exhale, left palm comes down back into her plank position. And then exhale, come to her heels, bring her butt back to her heels. And now we're going to show you the second version with the blocks. So I'm going to let Brianna set it up.
And these blocks are wonderful because there is the bar in the middle, which if you have wrist trouble, you can grab it and move around a little bit where it's not all the pressure going straight down on your wrist.
So now that the blocks are aligned, front of her mat, Brianna's going to come back into plank. Excellent. So now Brianna's going to start to come into side plank. Now that's perfect because she wasn't aligned. So look, let's start again. Okay. Hi, we're here to show you side plank with the block. I'm Carol with Sticky Products, and this is Brianna with Sticky Products. Now we've already showed you in the earlier video how to do side plank without the block. So now going to show you what it is with the block. First, Brianna, tell me about the block.
These blocks are wonderful because instead of it just being a full block like some companies have, this actually has a beam in the middle which allows you to put your hand on there. And instead of putting all the pressure on your wrist joints, you can use this as a grip. And it still has a lot of sturdiness to it. I feel supported and strong. It's wonderful.
Okay, so now, this is how you want the block to be on the side plan.
I'm probably going to turn the blocks this way, which is like this, and my hands can go through like this for me.
Can you start with plank like that too? Good. All right, so Brianna's going to start off with plank. As she moves into the pose, I want Brianna to inhale, find strength from pushing away from the floor. And her exhale, she's going to come to the outside. So just come to the outside of the right foot. And then she's going to inhale, let the left arm come all the way up towards the ceiling. Feels good. Shaking this is good when you come into a pose. For me, I feel like it's energy moving through the body. On the exhale, left tricep, left ear. And her wrist is going to stay at the left fingertips as she continues to lift up away from the floor, lifting her hips up. And here as well, just like in plank, she's connecting into her intercostal muscles, finding strength there. Flexing her ankles, and then listening to her breath. The breath is what's going to soften the pose here. And now she's going to inhale, lengthen the left arm back up. She's going to bring her left palm back onto the block. And then exhale, downward facing dog, pushing it back. Very nice. And that side plank with the block. Hi, I'm Carol with Sticky Products, and this is my friend Brianna, also with Sticky Products. I teach at a studio, and Brianna is one of my students in my classes. And the studio that we teach at, or I teach at, is a really pretty strong studio. The students are very strong and have been practicing for a good amount of time. And Brianna has been taking my class for quite a while, and she, to me, she inspires me because her practice has grown so much in these past few years. And so much about how she's grown is due to Brianna. She's learned how to use different props and how to move through conflict and constriction in her body, and also how to use props all on her own. So, like Brianna tell you about her journey with her practice, and also how the sticky products have helped her.
Well, Carol is instrumental in my practice. She has strengthened me in so many ways, spiritual and also physical. With my rheumatoid arthritis, every day can be a challenge, and I found that moving through yoga has really helped me become an all-around better person, and helps me fight my disease. My disease is pretty advanced. I know I might not look it from the outside, but my joints are pretty deteriorated, so yoga is definitely challenging since it includes a lot of flexibility and strength and movement, and you get tired some days and sore. So Carol's just been so amazing and has allowed me to be who I am in her class. And the props that Sticky Products creates are just unbelievable. The advancements that I've been able to make in my practice because of the Sticky Products, it's unbelievable. I mean, I can move in ways that I never was able to move. I've been able to experience new things that I've never been able to feel. Just when your body opens up in ways that you've never had happen before, it's awesome, to put it in a pretty easy word there, I guess. But so the products that we have online, they're all perfect, and you can make them and tailor them to whatever it is that you need your body to do. We really do believe in Sticky. It's been a great product.
So what pose do you think, what product and what pose do you think that has helped you most?
I would say for me, because my rheumatoid arthritis affects my hands and feet so much, the wrist savers have been phenomenal. I use these whenever I do in vinyasa, the flowing, the upward dog, downward dog, sun salutations, anything that we're doing. And also these sticky hooks and the hand gloves, they are amazing. They can really help me grip because my hands aren't strong as I can.
It's funny because I do remember when you were practicing, you were doing some standing poses, right? And the feet, the soft feet socks, have really helped Brianna find balance. And as you know, balance is so important in our practice. And so it's nice, when you're working really hard, when you show up every day and you roll out your mat, and you're working as hard as you can, and you're not being able to find that balance, right? To find that balance in your balanced postures, your standing postures. So it's wonderful when you find a product like that that can help serve you when you're working so hard. So it's really nice. We've been very fortunate to be exposed to sticky products, and very fortunate to have found this practice. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Carol with Sticky Products.
Hi, I'm Brianna with Sticky Products.
We're here today to show you upward facing dog. First we're going to do it without props, and then we're going to do it with props. So Brianna's going to come forward into plank. Fingertips are going to spread nice and wide. She's going to have that sensation of pushing away from the floor, allowing the body to be nice and strong. She's going to take a moment to find her breath. So she's going to start to bring some real consciousness into her practice. So to travel into Urdhva Mukha, she's going to exhale, come into her Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. She's going to open that heart. So what we focus on here is we're coming to the tops of the feet. We're going to allow her glute muscles to just relax so she doesn't get into her sacrum. She's going to inhale, allowing the energy to move up through her heart center. Shoulders are back and down, and the drishti's up so she can open up her throat chakra. She's going to have a few breaths here again, pushing away from the floor, feeling strong. And then she's going to find softness with her breath. And then she's going to go right into downward facing dog. So she's going to exhale, push it back into downward facing dog, finding length. So the last pose, Urdhva Mukha, right? The heart is opening. And here, we're going to elongate the lumbar spine, which before was slightly contracted from upward dog. So when you go into downward facing dog, it's a counter pose for Urdhva Mukha. So now she's in Adho Mukha Svanasana, lengthening back. And now she's going to come forward into plank, drop to her knees, and come back onto her heels. Now we're going to do it with the props. So these are the sticky products, right? The blocks.
These are fantastic because the bar's in the center. If you have any kind of wrist or finger troubles, it really helps to be able to use that so you're not putting all the pressure onto your hands directly. Kind of adjust what works for you.
She's going to inhale forward into plank like she did before. And again, one of the things that I really like about the sticky mat is that it has this line down the middle of the mat. So if you're questioning if you have the blocks in the right space, you can see very easily if you're positioned them correctly. So Brianna's going to exhale, go into her Chaturanga. Now inhale, Urdhva Mukha, opening the heart. Good. So this gives her a little bit more space to lengthen up from the floor, allow her tailbone to drop down and back, and her glutes to soften. Good. She's going to open up the shoulders. Drishti comes up and back. And then take a moment just to feel the length you're getting from your ankles all the way up through the heart chakra, the throat chakra. On her exhale, she's going to go right into downward facing dog. Again, repositioning the blocks, allowing the heels to come closer to the floor, finding softness in her neck, and tailbone drops down and back. Again, supporting that lumbar spine, finding length after upward facing dog. And then she's going to inhale, come forward into plank, exhale to her knees, and come back and rest. Good. That's great. Very nice. Okay, good. So. Hi, I'm Carol with Sticky Products.
Hi, I'm Brianna, also with Sticky Products.
So we're here today to show you Utthita Trikonasana. So we're going to start here with our feet together, and then Brianna's going to slowly lengthen the right foot forward, left heel comes in. Again, lining up her feet with this right mat from Sticky Products. Inhale, she's going to lengthen her arms out, allow her hips to stay open. Dropping the right tailbone down, allow the left hip to open. On her inhale, Brianna's going to lengthen forward through the right fingertips, slowly exhaling down. Now, if it's available, you can grab hold of the right big toe with your peace finger and thumb. Or you can slowly come right below the knee. So you don't want to have the hands on top of the knee joint. See how Brianna has it slightly below the knee joint. Now inhale, lengthen the left fingertips up. Brianna's going to keep her druzy up at her left fingertips. She's going to open up here, the left hip, dropping the right hip down and back. She's going to connect into her intercostal muscles, the muscles between her ribs. Excellent. So the breath tells us a lot, right? If the breath starts to feel constricted, one thing can be that you're reaching too deeply into the posture, or two, maybe you're not being present in the posture. So you want to take a couple of breaths to really start to listen to where are you in the posture. The breath should be long. The inhale is long, a small amount of space between the inhale and the exhale, but the inhale and the exhale are the same duration of time. And then on your inhale, you start to lengthen all the way up. You push into the root of the right big toe, and then you're back where you started. And then you're going to exhale, bring your right foot next to your left, come into Samasthiti. That's Utthita Trikonasana. Hi, I'm Carol with Sticky Products.
Hi, I'm Brianna, also with Sticky Products.
We're here today to show you Paschimottanasana. So we're going to start here with a nice long spine. Brianna's going to flex her ankles, bring her toes towards her. She's going to bring her druzy down to her nose, getting long. Now I want her to spend a breath or two just focusing on her breath. And then she's going to reach forward and grab hold of her big toes with her peace finger and her thumb. She's going to inhale, lengthen from the lumbar spine. She's going to create space at the heart center. Oftentimes when people are going into Ustrasana, for some reason they close the heart. They start to round like that, and now the heart's closed and there's a rounding in the spine. Two things we don't want. We always want to keep our heart slightly open. So she has space here between the shoulders at the heart center. She's lengthening from the lumbar spine. There's pelvis rotation here. So she's inhale, lengthening, and then exhale, hinging in. So now she's lengthening her whole back body. The hamstrings, the calves are lengthening, and the whole spine is getting long. And now on her exhale, she's going to make sure the shoulders come away from the ears. So she's going to use her lats. Good. Now the shoulders away from the ears, and now she's going to find, as she goes deeper into the posture, she's going to find a place to soften. So oftentimes that softening comes with the breath. There becomes an awareness that maybe you're struggling or there's too much effort. So the posture really does start when the effort is released and there's softness there. So it's a strong pose, but there's still softness there. Now, we're going to inhale, lengthening long to the spine, shoulders away from the ears. And now she's going to exhale, coming all the way up. And now she's going to use a block here. So we're going to use this sticky block. It's going to come lined up to the feet. What she's going to do, she's going to see if she can reach forward and grab hold of the outside of the block. Excellent. And what happens here is as she brings the block towards her feet, she now has a little bit more energy moving into the balls of the feet. You feel that, Brianna? So now she's going to inhale, lengthen, move the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, hinging in, allowing the belly to come closer to the quads, finding that breath. And now you can see as she goes in deeper, she's bending the elbows slightly because she's getting more length in the spine, more length in the hamstrings and in the calf. I'm going to allow Brianna to feel this, acknowledging and listening to her breath. Excellent. And now inhale, lengthen, softening her mind on the block, and exhale, releasing. And coming all the way back up to just where she started. Thank you for joining us. Hi, I'm Carol with Sticky Products.
Hi, I'm Brianna, also with Sticky Products.
We're here today to show you back bending using the sticky block. So I'm going to let Brianna tell you a little bit about the product.
This block is fantastic for doing back bends. What you can do is you can put your hand through the block into the supportive bar. If you have any trouble with your wrist or hands or fingers and support in there, you can really use this bar instead of putting it flat on the ground, which can be, sometimes it can be a little bit painful or restricting. but this really helps to open you up some more.
Good. So I'm going to let Brianna set it.
Now I put the blocks against the wall. So a little extra support there as I push into my feet.
So as she prepares to come into her back bend, she's going to move her head a little further from the block. So back bend really has so much to do with the leg. You don't think it's all about the hands and the back, the front or the front of the body. So it starts with the legs, strength in the legs. So Brianna's going to start with her toes slightly in, feet are hip width apart. And on her inhale, so we'll start off with the bridge first. On her inhale, she's going to lift her hips up towards the ceiling. The kneecaps are coming forward, right? So now there's an inward rotation of the femurs, the leg bone. So there's an inward rotation of the femurs, hip bones lift up, heart center opens. And as Brianna brings her hands closer together, the shoulder blades come under her. And now from here, she can set up her back bend. So she's going to get grounded first. Feel where she is. Excellent. And then inhale, opening her heart. So now what's happened as she comes up, her toes come slightly out. So she's going to work at starting to bring the toes slightly in. Right through that one especially. Excellent. Okay. Now from here, she's using the blocks to get a little bit more height and stability for her ribs. On her inhale, she's opening that heart. So I'm going to spot Brianna a little bit, come from behind her. Use it again, she's going to use her lats to bring her shoulder away from her ears. Her heart's going to open towards me. And now you can see the strength of her legs, the inward rotation of the femurs. So her hips are lifting up, she's opening her heart. And then on her exhale, she's going to bring her chin in, support the cervical spine, and come all the way down. That's the back bend using the sticky blocks. Thanks for joining us.